Diepsloot residents say they will intensify their protests until they see the president in their area. They have shut down Diepsloot today, concerned about high crime rates. They claim police have abandoned them and criminals have taken over. Manqoba Mchunu following the story, joining us now. Manqoba, I understand it's raining quite heavily, so we're going to hopefully keep our signal to you. I wonder if you could start by telling us what today has been like in Diepsloot.
Well, total chaos, Sally. I can tell you that the residents are taking to the streets earlier today, of course, continuing with their planned shutdown. You recall, of course, Sally, that residents had said that they're giving the Office of the President 24 hours to respond. And that was on Monday, when they received that letter, the feedback from the President's office saying that they'd acknowledged that they'd come to the union buildings and that there's a team of ministers that will be set up to look into the issues that these leaders, a delegation that went to the union buildings, had brought to that particular office. But residents saying that they were unhappy with that response and effectively taking back to the streets today. It was quite tense. We saw residents, blockading the streets with burning tires, also stalls as well as shacks belonging to illegal foreign nationals. They say were also destroyed, dismantled, and some of the debris from it torched by residents. And they literally were just going around the township and, stopping, business activity, shutting down the shops in Diepsloot to ensure that there is no economic activity that happens. And this is because they say also businesses here are equally affected by crime. In fact, they are the ones that are the hardest hit when it comes to crimes in this community. So, Sally, we saw quite a large number of police also here on the streets of Diepsloot that were here to try and keep some order, but of course there were no particular issues as far as police presence was concerned. In fact, at some point we saw the police walking with the residents, just ensuring that they keep some order and that traffic is able to pass. They marched to the police station, where they also raised issues to the police around the fact that they're not doing their jobs well, and around security here in this particular area, saying that they'll want to see a commitment from police to actually deal and fight the crime in this particular area. But of course, Sally, the police also saying that they're going to try their level best to assist residents in fighting crime. But the residents insisting that they're going to continue, Sally, with their protest up until President Cyril Ramaphosa comes to address them. They are not backing down as far as that demand is concerned.
And let's take a listen to a clip from one of the community leaders in Diepsloot a little earlier. And this, of course, is off the back of the news today that the Home Affairs Minister's plan to terminate the Zimbabwe exemption permits has been dealt a blow. It was found that his process didn't consult fully with everyone. So essentially, everyone on those ZEP permits, the Zimbabweans now have actually another year until the middle of next year, it seems, because the minister has to consult properly. This has not gone down well in the area that you are in. Just tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, certainly, Sally. In fact, residents had a lot to say as far as this particular issue is concerned. Of course, they applauded the Home Affairs Minister for his work and the work of the department to try and deal with issues of undocumented and illegal immigrants in the country, saying that the minister was doing work, that is good in that regard. But also saying that, foundations like the Helen Suzman Foundation, which we understand was also part of this particular case that you're talking about, Sally, they had quite strong words, saying that they shouldn't interfere in issues like this because they're trying to fix the country. They're trying to resolve the issues of undocumented immigrants in the country. So they slammed the foundation, saying that it really, involves itself in issues that it shouldn't be. These are issues of national importance, and that really they are protecting the rights of people that are killing some of the residents, especially here in Diepsloot, because the accusation is that these people that are behind the crime are undocumented immigrants. So they're saying that the foundation, shouldn't involve itself, shouldn't meddle in issues that are trying to fix the country. But perhaps let's take a listen to what the leader had to say about this particular issue, Sally.
We're not targeting foreign shops. We're targeting illegal foreigners that are in our country. We're making a call even to this foundation, your Helen Suzman Foundation. We're making a call to them. They must stop supporting wrong things. They are not feeling our pain as people in the township, and we feel they are not representing us. They are not for us. We don't know which agenda they are pushing. How can you oppose a government that is elected by the people? That people are crying to this government who say, we have a problem of illegal foreigners. Helen Suzman will run to court and oppose each and every progress that is made by Department of Home Affairs to chase people who are illegal in our country. So we are with Home Affairs. We have seen the offer that is done by Home Affairs Department, but we have a stumbling block, a foundation that is called Helen Suzman Foundation. We really don't know which interests are they representing. So as people of Diepsloot, we are going to intensify our protests that call for a president to come here together with 4 ministers that include justice, that include human settlement, that include home affairs, that include police. So indeed, we're intensifying our strike today. We're not stopping.
It's really interesting to see how it's being understood by people who feel that criminal elements, some of whom are foreigners, are causing problems in their community. We have seen, it was a year ago when we had, I think it was an act of mob justice in this area, some foreigners accused of being behind the violence, and then the community feels that the police aren't doing enough, so they take matters into their own hands. I wonder if you could talk to us about the level of tension, because we heard from the president's spokesperson who did not indicate on the president's schedule that he is at all in the next 2 weeks planning to come to Diepsloot as the people of the area want. So talk to me about how people are feeling there tonight.
Well, they're quite angry, Sally. In fact, we spoke to some of the leaders earlier on who are telling us that, they're not going to take no for an answer. They feel that they've been disrespected by the office of the president, and they're quite upset given that, they had gone to the union buildings, they had invited the president. And I think one of the leaders also spoke about the fact that, the president has been to this community before during elections, but now when they need him the most as a community, when they are fighting crime, the murders that are happening in this community, the president is seemingly not wanting to come to this area. Of course, they were told that there are tactical teams that are going to be sent to this area that are going to look into these issues, the tactical teams from the different departments, which of course will then be followed by the ministers, the 4 ministers, engaging with community members. Perhaps a time frame or timeline to meeting the president can then be discovered or given at that particular point. But they're not convinced, Sally. They're saying that, the president should prioritize this issue because people are dying in this community. A number of people have been killed in this community. So they're really upset and they're really, disappointed at the fact that up until now, there's still no commitment from the president's office that he will be coming to this area. And of course, Sally, they are insisting that their protest is going to continue. They're not going to stop up until they have that confirmation and commitment that the president is going to come to this area.
All right, thank you so much for giving us the very latest news. That's our reporter in Diepsloot in northern Johannesburg, Manqoba Mchunu.